How's it going, guys? So welcome back to more one video. Well, there's main times that I don't do this intro again. Or about in a week, yes. But also this week I didn't spend main times doing video like that because I was spending more time focusing in the grammar and some words and reading things, writing things in English because I talked to them. We must do things of bounce every topics of the English, like the reading, speaking, listening, and writing. And also in this week, I was using more for this my listening, my writing, and my reading. So also for this reason I read two books. One I think then I told you before, then I read that book. But also in this week I spent some time reading, and I'm reading the second book as well. Well, everything sounds like so big good, and I'm studying so hard by this course and administration course, and I think with these kinds of breaks of these times on the week helps us a lot to improve our grammar as well. And sometimes I think then as much time I spend studying something, I mean focusing on something, and this is gonna be grow up really fast. And when I go back, for example right now, and do a video, I can do a video talking more clearly or even know more what I'm studying. Of course, everyone know what we're saying. For example, doesn't make any sense to do a video if you don't know what exactly we're talking. But also making videos just like that make me more, how do I say, more self-instructed to say what exactly I mean. And also with this week then I didn't do videos. It wasn't an entire week, but it's a kind of no vacation because I spent almost all day long studying hard and doing course and writing things, and I pick a book, and I think it's a great thing to improve my writing and my creativity at the same time. Is going there and picking a book and starting to write a history. Firstly, I write with a pencil, not at the computer, so also I cannot share these histories with everyone. But also this history that I write there and I share it. So I mean, only I'm still writing because that's more going to be a really big series and thing too. And also in this week I'm usually into watching main people talking things, main things in English to improve my listening at the same time that I do videos. Okay, let me turn on things here. And this listening, I'm usually to go there and become more natural as someone talk with me or say something, and I became more self-instructed about what exactly I'm seeing during a conversation or just a video like that. Of course, now or before I know how to, I mean, give how to keep a conversation just like that. But also I just use that to, I mean, the writing, the grammar, to improve myself, vocabulary and things. And this week I'm usually to learn some grammar and some words too. The word teapot, the word fit, the word I don't remember that, but that an animal who has that big teeth as well, and also that animal who live in that kinds of ocean. I don't exactly know where does it live, but that's it. And also this week I spent almost every few week to improve the grammar, things like that, because I guess the more funny parts of one language is your talk, just right now. But also we must know what exactly 100% what we are talking. Doesn't matter. We go there and say main random things. We must say things then have a connection with other things, and with main rules about it. We are going to prove it so much. Yeah. Currently, by main things, not being only a language, but other things that we can stand. For example, as administration course, the best part is you're having all business and you go ahead, manager it, but also everyone must start from somewhere and be growing with the time. It doesn't isn't so possible and great to start and go up and grow really fast and things like that. But also everyone must begin for somewhere. So also this was the thing, and then I like so much to practice and stay in English, as I think you know already. There's four things that we usually to improve: the reading, the writing, the speaking, and the listening. And also the things that I more use is the speaking by the videos and the listening. But also so there's more. I usually spend main time to reading books and writing history. So also I usually purchase the four ones. But I thought then more. I'd like more to do is really listen and talk what exactly I want or express myself by words, just like here, because I talk to them everything there, everything, no matter what exactly is the language or whatever it is, or there's some other things when we must do. I mean, when we became really fun doing, but also the other verse, of course, I already have some bad part. When we must study more and go ahead and more and currently, I'm not saying that nothing is boring, but also when we spend more time in one activity, sometimes we start to be more like a robot, and we prefer to try to mix this a little bit more, and yeah. This for this reason, many people usually to go ahead by the first time and try to read a book. If it doesn't work, try to write in a text and things like that. But also, would you like so much to spend some time with focusing in one activity? Because when, let's suppose then, I'm going to use this example of myself in this week. In this week, I usually improve only the reading, writing, and listening, without any speaking. I'm now using the speaking as well. But also with these three activities, I'm using to improve me so hard in this. And when I became back, for example, now in the speaking, I have more facility to go ahead and say what I want. And also this one thing, then it's a kind of vocation, and but it's a vocation, then you also have the opportunity to study in this vocation. So when you get back to the things that you are doing, like your work, something like that, you get back and you probably can work even more than before. And also these things usually to happen within English. For example, here I'm usually to this work. I think this works for every language. We are here, we usually to learn things, memorize them, or even spend some time with an activity. This time usually do I speaking course, but also this time then I have a break to try to relax a little more. But no, because I talked to them, their grammar is as hard as this is. So also for this reason, I think the grammar is even more hard than, you know, memorize everything, because with the grammar everyone is able to talk if everyone wants to present the camera just like that. And also this currently going to improve by each time. And yeah, with this is of off season of really short season, about I think then about 4 or 5 days they didn't do a video speaking like that. I think then this helps a lot, because we don't became so worried about talking. We only became worried about other things, just like that, writing, reading, and yeah. So also we usually to spend some time with talking things. um, in my particular farm, I usually spend more, many times talking and speaking things. But also for this reason, the grammar sometimes I don't understand it as I usually to study as well the speaking. But also these kinds of breaks helps a lot, because when we are going back to that speaking, just like we are speaking, I don't know, 3 times better than before. Currently now I'm a little bit, as I can say, rested, but I'm going and I'm going to get that level, and I'm going to probably improve it even more, because now I'm using all what I have to talk, and also I can be more creative. And this week, these days before, I spent some time with that books and writing things. This possibility to create words, create sentences even more fast than I did before. So for this reason, I'm more able than a week ago to create things and understand what exactly some text or things near that. Of course, before I understand as well, but now I'm using this thing even more, and this is one thing of I'd like too much to use. And also I think that is a great thing then when we are doing something really repeatedly, and when we decided to keep a little break with it, and after it we can get back this, and we usually to do this get back even better than before. It's a thing that we can also use, use I don't know how to express itself, but also this is one thing that really look like then we improve ourselves, and when we got back, just like we are talking 100 times better than before. Of course, the first words, the first phrases, this just like some wow. Before it just this looked like so easy, and now so hard. Not exactly hard, but it's a little bit more difficult than I remember it was. So for this reason, I thought then doing some breaks just like that, it helps a lot, and probably gonna help everyone, no matter is the kinds of sport. Just like my times as a capoeira, when I train many times, and when I get break, so also in that break I usually to learn new movies, learn new things by myself, relax more, and sleep even more to I don't know, don't become so tired and usually be doing the same things as well as many times as we usually to do. And eventually this is one thing then going to improve our main, because before I get that break and after I get it, I usually say then my acrobatics was improved too much. I was more secured by the the acrobatics, by that stunts than I usually to do. And this happens with main things, no matter exactly what into sports. Just like I stated, in English as well is a good example of this. And one thing then this can happen as well. And my channel, I think it's about 6 days or 7, almost one entire week, then I do any videos, because there I usually spend this time only to improve all areas of the English, because I must say that in the speaking is the part then I usually more do, and speaking and listening, because I usually spend many times in there watching a movie or watching documentary or only watching gameplay on YouTube, and someone saying things. And yeah, because I talk to them, the listening, the speaking is the main important, because here in this category we usually to see the level of someone in English or in another language. Firstly, the reading, the writing is main important. It's as important as this speaking, but this is one of the things then we can do with some security about. Then if we know almost main results as we can do, this part of writing things, the reading thing is going to be as well as that before. Firstly, in the start of this, when you are going back to do these things of videos talking, of course there's some difference between before and now what am I doing, because I think then when we rest a little bit, we usually normally think then, well, this wasn't like that before, but also it's only a normal feeling, then I think it's normal. And I talked to them, this is a good thing when we are take a little bit vacation. Of course it wasn't vacation because I was studying so much, but in the real life I'm vacation. Yeah, so also this reason I have much time to study in English, study in this version course, and also improve myself by the other activities with of being the only in the main school and things as well, because I talk to them as much as I spend time learning things is as much as spend time picking things to the rest of my life, because if I'm learning new words, new things for vocabulary right now, possibly when I became, I don't know, here more 17 years. Yes, so much. But when I became more elder than now, probably going to keep with this baggage of this language, and also I'm going to be as fluent as I was before in this other language. And I talk to them the English and the administration course is one thing that is most kind of important of me. For example, in a job interview, what do you think then is your most important point? English, because I talk to them in English today is the thing then I must become proud of myself, and the thing then I must spend time with it, because I talk to them as much as work hard by things just near that is as much going to improve myself, and I become able to talk even more as I can. So also I think then every time, every hour then I spend time with this language is one thing that I'm going to be used to the rest of my life. A good thing is being a language, because usually some try to go after some kinds of interpretation with this language. For example, the videos from the internet usually can go there and watch main things in other language, for example in this in English, because there's main kinds of forms of entertainment just like the movies and other things just like that. And also this is one thing they usually don't have by other activities, for example the administration course. Of course, there is a different because there isn't any language, but we must spend some time memorizing things as well as we usually to do. And sometimes I know then I became so I don't know how to say, but also I became so proud of myself with something. Then can be the English too. When I'm going to there and see my results, by the time then I'm growing up in English and I talk to them, this was the results by each time listening English, because it's easy. Go there, sit in this coach and watch about 6 or more hours by pretty things in English, because it's one thing that I like it. And currently in the beginning of the course, when I'm not understanding what exactly this and that screen, or when some people just like me right now, I was saying, because everyone must start for somewhere, sometime or somehow, but also I just usually to spend some time, really little bit time with it. I only pick the book to reading when it's my main language, for example the Portuguese. But now just have the opportunity to read a book in English, to listen to a movie in English, to write in text in English by the back then I'm writing. Yes, but I'm writing on myself, like I said before. I'm not going to share this in anywhere, but also this is one thing that I use to improve my self-writing skill. Firstly, this is a kind of skill. Let's suppose then there's about level from 0 to 100. So also, it's kind of like we are going to improve each time this skill anymore. And for example, the 20 to, I don't know, 35 is the begin, the 35 into 65 is the medium grade, and the 65 into 100 is the advanced grade. Yes, but also this one we usually do this. I think then this is the kind of grade as much there's 4 categories. And so speaking of just like that, I'm improving. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Learning them that kind of, I don't know how to say, a kind of tree. Nobody acknowledge this. Sometimes I say then I don't know how to say it, not because I missed one word, but it's also then I don't know how to describe this idea that I have, because sometimes it's hard to describe something. For example, translate a word, for example, the English to the Portuguese. So also, for example, I'm using the word, for example, many times. For example, not is this. But in Portuguese, we must use one word more other word to connect both to say this exactly, because not in English it usually be these things. And also when we are trying to say something in another language who isn't this, I usually try to describe it, because I don't think in this other language, just like the Portuguese, I don't think there's a main, usually things of meaning for this. So just like, yeah, for example, some words there's a really specific meaning. For example, like, or tree, or dog, or cat. These have one meaning. That's it. But some meanings of some words we must try to describe them, because this wasn't in the other words vocabulary. So we must try to I don't know, be creative to keep there and say, whoa, this look like that, or this look like this other thing as well. And one thing then really different, and I usually say that I usually to say then helps a lot is, like I said before, that break. When you spend some time is with fresh head, exactly, not because I was reading book, I was writing text, I was using my English as well as I'm going to do now, but also when I did that break, I started to memorize more words, more sentences, to be more clearly what I'm saying. And also this is another great point about it. It's because when we are doing the same work for many times, just like a robot, we get tired to do. And also when we have a little break, when we get back to this, just like when we are doing anything new. And yeah, so also for more than I usually to spend time with this before taking a break and getting back by some time, usually to memorize and go ahead and memorize new things. And also I have more wanted to do videos, and of course we doesn't must work hard many times, because we can tired and became, I don't know, we can become, so well for doing videos and things like that. So for this reason we must take it easy, at least after more hard work. Of course we must do some hard work, but not keeping every time this, because sometimes you're going to become really tired, and just like everything everything that I know, for example, like talking, we don't see it to resting, but also we are kinds of humans, and also we must rest as well. And every time then we are reading a book or things like that, some people can go there and sit on the couch and spend all day long and read a book, just like that, and read 100 pages like I did before. A few days ago, I sit on the couch and start to read a book. I read almost all day long, and I read about 111, 110 pages or something like that. But it's because I was trying to finish that book and also give a little bit more boost to finish this, and I became proud to say I have finished to read my first book in another language who will not be the Portuguese. Yeah, but this wasn't kind of trophy, because when someone say congratulations, I became proud because yes, I did. And also this one thing, then it's great when we have some trophy, a congratulation about doing something, then we can consider it not so easy for some people, because to read a book or something near that you must understand this, because I don't think it's matter, for example, watch an entire movie in another language, without understanding that, just like that images in screen, and people say things just like, I don't know, things then we aren't able to understand it. So for this reason I talk to them in English. You feel, no matter if being in English or Spanish or whatever language, we first of all must memorize the vocabulary, and after it we must go there and watch things in this language. And it's great when we are seeing them, we can detect the the words by watching someone say they, or in a movie or something like that. Of course, in a movie sometimes became harder than normal, because in the movie they usually to say sometimes widescreen or say more low, exactly, not so high and supposed to be like right now here. The voice of my voice usually to be this single constant form. Of course, sometimes I say things more higher, but also this usually contain the same constant tone. So also for this reason, if you or someone that the television at some point, this we are going to be at this same level. So in the movie, this sometimes became more low and sometimes high. It is good when when you have sometimes of the experience with it, but also sometimes you cannot detect some words so easily like we just do now, because now I'm talking this level. Probably it won't gonna be like a curve or something like that. These are going to be this level, so also it's more easy than we detect some words and things like that. I'm not saying that the movie is more hardened and have to be more advanced or something to be more to understand that, but also is one thing that we usually don't spend some time with it when we became not exactly when we became more advanced in the language, but also when we know that no matter at the level of someone speaking, we also have the full knowledge about this language, and we are going to so secret by ourselves, and we are going to understand that. And yeah, that's one thing that happens eventually, but this is one particularity about the language. For example, you cannot use this by other things, for example math. Currently, I don't know if some movies can teach math or some things like that, but of course in the internet there's main pages about this, teaching some counts and things like that, and multiplication, plus, minus, division, and many things like that. But also, I talk today and learn a language. Sometimes when we became going to start this, we look out that street and so that, and you usually remember, for example, wow, how long this was? How long this is? Am I going to have the possibility to finish this? I don't know. This sounds like be hard, but also you must start. And same path, for example, when you are going to finish one course, so we can also look it back and see how that straight. Then we usually to path one path by other and to finish this, and this one thing. Then we can really happy by when we end something, not exactly when, but sometimes when we start, we that have that begin both when we are going to start someone and some course or something like that. Then we can be able to run more, and I mean start with some wants to learn this and learn this other thing and learn, and also we can use this thing at our favor, because there you want to study. A good example of this is when we start a course or something like that. We want to do something, so also you want to study, you want to memorize, you want to go ahead, do tests and have a good improvement of the course or something like that. We just want to grow in some language or something just like a course. So also this is one kind of motivation then we have to take care of ourselves as well. And that's one thing, it didn't happen, and it's one thing that happen eventually, as and not being necessary, working hard or yeah. But also one better thing is this is then we usually have this begin buff, but after sometimes we then became so inspired to continue just like that, because we thought then I don't know how to explain this, because usually when we start a course to make it like a plane who are full speed, and after that we can start to slow it down. So eventually this happens and we haven't know how to fix it, or But also sometimes when we are studying some courses, something that we must keep that thing. Then we are going to finish that because I don't think it's really good if someone became so inspired to do some course or something like that. And when we became at least in front of some difficulty or something like that, say, I give up, I cannot. But also when someone saw this difficult and keep going ahead and go straight to the focus, eventually we're going to understand and learn even more. Of course, it happens then when we start a course, we usually improve things even more, and we are going full speed to memorize the things, memorizing everything, no matter how hard this became and how hard these are going to be. But also, we saw that and say, I got it, I'm going to continue this, work hard. But after some times of this look like being harder than before. But also, my advice of this is only keep it ahead and go ahead and finish it. So basically that's it. This was my talking cast. I hope talking log video. So that's it. I hope you liked and bye. See you next video.